As a student, your mind can sometimes become your biggest battlefield. You are thinking of how to make mommy proud, thinking of how to pass your grades, thinking of the future, thinking of the way forward, and you have a whole lot going on in your mind, thinking of what people will say about you. And sometimes you replay solutions over and over and over in your mind without finding none. You play it, but you find none in mind. Today, we are looking at how to stop overthinking and regain control of your mind. How to stop overthinking and regain control of your mind so that you don't go insane. Please, we need you safe, okay? So, of course, you're welcome to another exciting edition of the Passion Achievers, where passion meets purpose, knowledge inspires action, and every conversation we have together moves you a step closer to your dreams. Of course, my name is Clara Yayira Aboagye. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Okay, it's very important. So before the end of today's lesson, you should be able to manage your thoughts in such a way that you avoid overthinking. One thing many students don't realize is that overthinking does not solve problems. I've not seen overthinking that has solved anyone's problem before. It rather creates more stress. It gives some kind of tension to your brain. When you overthink, you put so much stress on your brain. I'm not saying you shouldn't think, no. You're supposed to think, of course, you're supposed to use your brain. But don't overthink. Don't overdo it, okay? You begin imagining worst case scenarios, worst things that might happen when you overthink. What if I don't pass my grades? What's going to happen? If I'm not able to make my mother proud, what's going to happen? You overthink, you over worry. And before you realize it, your mind becomes heavier than your actual problems. Your mind becomes so heavy, your heart is heavy. You can't even study because there's some kind of fear in you, okay? And that is not good for your mental health at all. The truth is, overthinking has a way of making you concerned about just small things, and becomes a bigger problem at the end of the day. Small concerns feel much bigger because this is just a small case. Okay, this particular cause is stressing me. Then you overthink about it to the point that it becomes so big. Then it begins to even affect other courses that you could have even managed because you're overthinking. You're not able to sit down and learn because DBI you are thinking of how you are going to make that particular course work out so you don't drill. But overthinking is not the way. You have to sit down, just think about it, regular thinking. Find out the best way you can solve the situation. If you can't do it alone, speak to somebody. Seek help. It's very important. But overthinking, it will put stress on you to affect your mental well-being, of which we are not looking at that. We are not looking forward to such an experience. Okay, that is why the first step to overcoming is learning to separate facts from assumptions. Learning to separate fact from assumption. Stop and ask yourself questions. What do I actually want to do? What do I actually know right now? Okay. What am I simply imagining? Okay. Get to know all these differences. And because many times overthinking grows from uncertainty rather than the reality. You're not certain which grade am I going to get in this particular course because things are already difficult. Which grade am I going to get from this particular course? And it begins to affect your mental well-being. Okay, so you have to sit down and don't imagine things. Look at the reality, which might not even be a big problem, and try to calm yourself down and find a solution rather than making a whole mountain out of a small mold. Okay, so speaking to people is important, and avoid assumptions. Okay, avoid assumptions. What do I actually do? What is the right thing I have to do? How do I have to go about this issue? How best can I manage this issue? That should be your concern. Okay, but you don't have to overthink. Another important thing is learning to take actions instead of worrying and getting trapped in your thoughts. You are thinking of how to pass your grade. You are thinking of how to make your mom and your dad proud. That should push you to go to people. Senior classmates are there. How were you able to do it? How were you able to come this far? It helps you speak to your classmates who are already doing well in that particular course, because people are good in certain courses that you might not be good at. You might also be good in a course that your friend might not be good at, right? So you speak to people and you seek help. It's very necessary, it's very important, rather than staying trapped in your thoughts, because thinking alone will bring solution. Think, speak to people, just think a bit, speak to people, then find solution. But when you overthink, you get trapped in your thoughts, and it doesn't bring about solution. It doesn't bring about solution. When you are stuck in your thoughts or your mind, um, you are not able to move forward because you are always thinking. Every time your heart is beating so fast because you've not found solution. When you speak to people, it helps you to stay focused. It helps your thoughts to calm down, and it helps you to rethink about your life so that you can make good decisions. Okay, it's very important. Do something productive rather than sitting down and overthinking about your issues. Rather do something productive rather than thinking about saying sitting down and thinking of how to pass that course. Rather take the book and read, because that is the right way. That is what is going to yield the results, not your overthinking. I've not seen anywhere that overthinking has produced any results. The action is what we are looking at. Okay, take the right action that will bring the right result. Take the right action that will bring about the right result. Okay, because action has a way of reducing mental noise. When you are alone, you think a lot, and overthinking leads to nothing. You're not able to bring something productive out. When you're able to speak to people, take action, it brings about results. So always know that action brings about results. Action always brings about results. You may not control everything happening around you. Yes, you can't control which exams your lecturer should set. You can't control your timetable. You can't control when you are supposed to write exams. Okay, those things you can't control. But don't allow them to get into your head. Don't allow them to affect your way of life. Don't allow them to affect your result in class. Okay, it's very important. Another helpful approach is limiting negative triggers. Limiting negative triggers. Don't be affected by negative things that happen to you. Okay, if certain conversations, social media content, friends, reduce your makes you think a lot, makes you exposed to a lot of negative energy, then cut them off. Going for the things that keeps you active, going for the things that promote you, going for the things that will help you achieve your goals. Take away all the noise, take away the overthinking, and do the things that will help you in your goals. Okay, that will help you achieve your goals is very important. Protecting your mental space, it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. Wisdom, because you're protecting your peace from anything that distracts you, from anything that prevents you from achieving your dreams. You should also learn to stay present. Stay present. Don't be overthinking about things that have passed in the past. Don't be thinking about the past. Don't be thinking about the future. Be in the present. Think about the things you can do in the present that is going to affect your future positively. But don't just be thinking about the future. What does the future hold? The future holds what it holds. Think about the present. Make the present count. Then it is going to affect the future in a positive way. You're not going to overthink. We are going to act. That is what we are looking at. That is our slogan. Okay. And finally, before we go, never be afraid to take good initiative. Never be afraid take good initiative. Okay, it's very important. Initiatives are there. Sometimes you are too scared, you don't know how the outcome is going to be. But if you don't try, how are you going to see the results? People have tried things and they have failed. And they kept on trying and now good results have come out. Okay. So you can also try and you will get results that will benefit generations to come. So don't overthink. Anytime you feel like overthinking, take action, do the right thing, and that action will lead to a good result. Thank you so much for watching The Passion Achiever. If this video inspires you, don't forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to our channel. Until I meet you next time, keep achieving your dreams.